can get this right. Hi everybody, Stacy here. So in case of a likelihood blackout on our internet service or any other media communications besides what the government's going to facilitate for us, thought I'd make a little video on some of the things that I've noticed and to bring a little bit of light to this situation that we're in. I know that everybody seems to be pretty afraid, and I really don't want people to be afraid. I just keep telling everybody not to be afraid, but to be ultra cautious. There is going to be a live stream on David Wilcock's YouTube channel. If you guys are familiar with David Wilcock, he's really big with extraterrestrial technologies, and there are some disclosures that are happening. Last August there was a patent released on a flying device that is fully operational, that's using anti-gravity technology. They're going to slowly start disclosing to us that we have these technologies and we know a lot more about things in our solar system as well as things in other solar systems and people. Not just things and technologies, but people. This is slowly going to start coming out, and if you follow David Wilcock, I suggest you go to his YouTube channel and watch the live stream. That's going to be at 4 o'clock Pacific time, which is about an hour and 9 minutes from now. The technology disclosure is absolutely essential if we're going to keep up with the technologies of other countries and what's actually going on, because we've been lied to our entire lives and generations before. This has been a war that's been going on under the guise of what the media tells us, because we all know that they lie to us. COVID-19 is a threat that we've known about for at least 13 years. There are several scientific articles that talk about the risk of a SARS-like coronavirus in specifically bats. This is something we knew was a threat, we knew was a problem, and whether or not it was engineered to be, put into our population, that remains to be seen. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's here. People are getting sick. There's a huge risk. But I suggest that while people have internet and they have the ability to, go to Google Scholar, look up coronavirus and bats. There's going to be several articles in which that question is being explored and answered. Next is the 5G threat. I've seen a lot of stuff that 5G is being installed in our schools where our kids are not there. 5G is a very intense shortwave frequency internet that could be really harmful to our bodies as well as our minds. There's a theory that MK Ultra is involved. You might want to Google MK Ultra. It's a mind control program that our government's been heading. I don't know if anybody's following the Q Drops. I suggest you go to qdrops.pub and see what's actually being put out there. That we have some higher ups that have clearance, and they're starting to drop tidbits of information about what's been happening and what's going to happen and what our administration is trying to do. There's been a change in censorship over the last few weeks. It's making our research easier. Things on YouTube and Google are actually popping up as to where they weren't before, so something has changed. Not to mention, the Federal Reserve is now a government organization. Our leaders have done something that surpasses all other actions, and they're taking back the power from whoever you want to call it. The cabal, the deep state, it's international, it happens to every country, and we have really gotten the brunt of it. So the algorithms are different. Go to your search engine and type in some stuff and do some reading up on the Q phenomenon, on the 5G, and on UFO technology disclosures. Beware of the groupthink influences. That's another part of the MK Ultra. If somebody doesn't believe something that everybody else believes, or if you don't share the same hatred about something or someone, you will be attacked for your lack of hatred. And so we want to be free thinkers. We want to come up with our own conclusions and be able to have the freedom to do the research and to think and to believe what we want or what we think makes the most sense. So if you're being attacked online or in your own family about who you support as a leader, who you don't support as a leader, that's nonsense. We need to be united in order for us to actually win this battle that's going on. They're calling it the silent war, and it is absolutely silent. There's only a few people that know about this. More and more are waking up, and I expect all of my followers to actually do some research. And if you're gonna call me a conspiracy nut, I don't give a shit, because I'm telling you the truth about the concerns that I have. There are thousands of indictments, sealed indictments, that are going to be released, and people are going to be getting arrested. And these are higher ups. If you look back over the last couple of years and you notice how many CEOs and heads of state have resigned or have just fallen off the map or given up their power, there's a reason for that. And let's look back at how many human traffickers have been busted over the course of this last presidency. Look at those numbers. They've doubled, and even tripled. Guantanamo Bay, there was a huge amount of money that was allocated to get that place in tip-top shape, because I really think that they're going to be sending a lot of people there. I wanted to, remind you about what JFK was killed for and what we are battling. It's the same thing that he mentioned in his speech about the powers that control us and that how we need to clean that up. And it's happening. I really, really believe it is. To end this video, I want to share some keys of resilience, because that's what Inward Survival is all about. I haven't talked much about my nonprofit, and especially now things are so up in the air. Developing this program for people and writing a curriculum to help others has been really, really hard to do, considering there's so much fear. The first thing we need to do is get rid of the fear, get rid of the hatred, get rid of the discontent, come together with our neighbors, and let's solve this problem, and let's help each other. But first, aspects of resilience are being consistent with your caring relationships, and to be heard with trust and confidentiality, and to be a listener where someone could come to you with things that they may need trust and confidentiality. To be loved and to love. Absolutely important. To have core positive beliefs and to embrace change. Right now is a time of change, and we must be thinking positively. If we have this collective consciousness that is nothing but doom and gloom, that's exactly what we're going to get. Let's turn that around and turn it into something beautiful. Nurture thyself and nurture those around you. We have to love each other, and we have to be kind to each other. Attacking people for political affiliations, political leanings, and choices of lifestyle is absolute nonsense. We need to stop doing that. We must adapt well and recover quickly from stress. That means now. Adapt or die. And recover, deal with your stress. Handle it. Whether you gotta do deep breathing, whether you gotta exercise, whether you gotta journal, whether you gotta scream in an empty room. As long as you're not harming anybody else, you're dealing with your stress properly. Maintain poise. Physical and physiological wellness. We must have an air of pride about us. We must stand strong and not let any of this get us down. We must keep deep commitments and loyalty. Those are extremely important aspects. If you don't have anything to live for, then you're not going to survive. Dig for and reflect back a person's strengths. If somebody comes to you and they're hurting, you find that strength and you point it out to them and you let them know it's going to be okay. you make sure you reflect back to that person what they need. Create hope and goal set. Write your goals down. I don't give a shit if you think it's the end of the world. It's really not. There's nothing wrong with setting a goal and smashing it, whether or not it's just getting off your ass and doing the dishes. We must create hope and embrace the hope that others have. Do not knock people down for being hopeful or trying to have a sense of humor at this time. What are you doing? Effort and trying. Those are the most important things that people need to do. Put forth an effort and to try to be better. Even if everything seems to be in the dumps, which is pretty freaking scary considering, people are dying from this virus. And success comes with failure. So failure's okay, That's what we have to do to succeed. We'll fail, whatever. So with those keys of resilience, I leave you. And I hope that your wanting to follow me hasn't been deterred in any way because I told you to research the Q drops, or I told you to research MK Ultra, or I told you to research 5G. This affects all of us. These technologies, not only one, should be shared, but two, there should be total disclosure on what it's going to do to us and what it's meant to do. So, I love you all. Inspire each other and be enthusiastic because the shithouse is going up in flames, but it's time to build a brighter and better future.